Welcome to Same Cast, Different Day Podcast. I'm Martel Roland, and the Heifer Emerald is here. But before we get into things, I just want to kick things off by saying don't forget to head over to raiseenergies.com and receive 10% off Raise Energies drinks. And then they also have protein shakes and so much more. So make sure y'all head over to Raise Energy Drinks. And also, if you're looking for some fly gear for the winter, go over to habits365.com and check out their collection of clothing and new styles. And if you use code Anthony4, you receive a 20% discount. So make sure y'all head over to habits365.com. All right, now that we got that out the way, y'all, we finally back. There'll be no more breaks until we finish the end of the season. We have 10 episodes left for the rest of the season. And for everybody who is listening to this as of today's Veterans Day, so when you hear this, hope everybody had a happy Veterans Day out there. Hope the veterans went out and got their free foods and coffees and donuts
Free
and
everything. The free
turkeys.
world.
Right.
They need everything free. They didn't pay the way for us in this ungrateful ass country. Let me not get started.
Right. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Actually, it's mostly three things, and hopefully we can get those three things covered within this time period of this podcast. But the first thing that we're going to talk about is, I believe his name is Travis Scott, and the whole Astroworld incident. So if you don't know, recently he had the, was it a festival or do we call it a festival?
I think it might have been a festival. I think it's a concert. A festival is today
Oh,
in Vegas. That's a festival. And that he can't. He's not coming here.
okay. So whatever it was, Astroworld. It was reported that 9 people would, as of today, and one more person died today. So 9 people are confirmed dead, and over 300 people injured due to this. And they are saying that Travis Scott was being very negligent because he did not stop the show when people were asking to stop the show. I don't know if he ever got word of what was going on, because if you, with a crowd that big, I'm pretty sure he can't see all the way in the back where people were climbing on like the camera things can see what's going on. And then one of the videos that I saw, you could clearly see that the camera operator never said anything through his mouthpiece that there were people saying the show needs to be stopped. So, is he at blame for what happened? I would say absolutely not. Just on a simple fact that he cannot control what some idiot came to his concert did. Because one of the things I heard that somebody's going around injecting people with stuff and causing these people to drop dead. And that caused the whole panic.
Out here. Yeah, it's plenty bugs. I'm sorry, it's plenty. I'm trying to be nature woman and shit and enjoy the outside. Okay, but anyway, I'm sorry for cutting you off. But to be honest, yeah, I don't. I think that he's not at fault because it's 6,982 million people there. He can't really see.
Thinking it could have been 30 to 40,000 people there. And one of the paramedics, he was on TikTok and he responded by saying a lot of the medical staff that were there, a lot of people were on social media trashing them, saying that they were not did not have enough training, they didn't have enough veteran staff members on at the concert. When he said they were not true, they pulled every highly qualified person that they possibly can in that city to be a part of that concert on medical staff. And he was like, as he was going to go get a crash bag, because the recall that he originally got was all the way nearly almost in the front. That person was on the ground unresponsive. And he said on the way back or going back, he found another paramedic by himself doing a one person CPR on somebody. He said, "I'll be back." And then he's on the way coming back from getting the bag. He ran to another paramedic who was working on a third person who was unresponsive, while there were another team who they broke off from who was responding to a person that was unresponsive. And he was like, they didn't know how many possibly people, so it got to a point where they had to go out and start searching for people who were just laying on the ground unresponsive. And like I say, you cannot blame the artists on people being very negligent out there. And then I just heard today that somebody let
people.
Yeah, and somebody let their 9-year-old child go to this concert by themselves. Like, why?
You know what? Travis Scott, and I've noticed within the last 3 years of me even being out here, he has a different type of crowd. He has the teenage, uh, maybe gothic, not too much gothic, but he doesn't. It's not like a all
He he
black
he
type of
has
a
that
crowd.
crowd of fans that got money to spend.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what he does. Like he has those type of crowds where he got the young teenage, young biker kids loving his stuff. He has that type of music. It's like pop
Right.
rap, you know. So his uh genre of artists, I'm sorry, genre of fans are gonna be different than maybe Chris Brown or maybe different than K Camp or Trey Songz or something like that.
Right.
He have a lot more people that's of different races. Not saying that the other ones don't, but
He has a lot of
Travis Scott,
fans that be considered
mm,
part of like the pop market.
yeah, 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 yeah. So he's pop rap.
Basically, because he has that like that pop
Mm-hmm.
audience because he knocked up one of the
Yeah.
Kardashians, I believe. I don't no,
Mm-hmm.
it was a Jenner. Sorry, it was a Jenner.
Is she a
Um,
Kardashian too? What the hell? She looked just like she a Kardashian Jenner.
right. Because there was an
No.
incident where he was having a concert before and he noticed something that was going on in the crowd. He actually stopped his performance for what was going on in the
Yeah.
crowd. So to say that he's one of these negligent artists who don't really care about his fans, I believe is completely wrong. And then, like I said, you
Yeah.
can't help that some idiot decide to walk around and inject people with whatever he was injecting
Or
people
idiot.
with.
It could have been more than one because look how many people died. Look at all the chaos that happened. Like it could have been more than one person. I really believe it was more than one person doing the injection.
Right.
Because with them doing the injections is making people react as far as passing out or making them lose their minds, going
A
crazy or
large
going
crowd of
crazy.
people, all the heat, probably nobody's probably drinking water. They probably got a whole bunch of
Nobody's drinking
alcohol in their
water.
system. Then include the
Yep.
ones who probably took some type of X or any other kind of drugs before going to this concert. So there's a lot of other blame to put out there. Then you can't just put it on the artist,
You can't just put
and
on
then
him. No.
they had the nerves to try to turn around and try to file a lawsuit against Drake and Travis Scott over this.
I
Like
saw that.
you cannot
I saw
hold
that.
them
So wait a
responsible.
minute. What does Drake have to do with it? He's just a side performer. He was just performing with Travis Scott because they're on a song together. What the fuck does Drake have anything to do with it?
Exactly.
Now, like he's all the way over here in his world. The only one performance that I know of that he was on stage with Travis Scott for. So Drake's supposed to be security guard. He's supposed to play security guard and go around and say, "Let me see your hands." That's not what the hell he's supposed to do. That's what security is supposed to do. And security can only do so much with that many people. With that
Exactly.
many people, and just like you mentioned before, these folks pregame before they come anywhere. So
Exactly.
ain't no telling what they pregame on and did. You know.
All right, because some of them probably came there, did some meth, heroin, coke. I don't know what else drugs is out there. Oxys. Ain't no telling what they done did before they came out there. So, like I said, you just can't blame it on the artist, and that's what really made me upset about the whole situation. And then another crazy part is like it seemed like every day after the concert happened, it was just like more. It just kept going more and more downhill for Travis Scott. Like every day, it was just something new and something new.
It was something new.
I'm like
Leave this man alone.
cancel culture gonna get a hold of this and try to cancel Travis Scott next for something that was
Yeah, but the
clearly
thing
out of
is,
his control.
and then he's, just like people were saying, oh, he was going to do that anyway. He's reimbursing everybody who came to the concert, excuse me, and paying for every funeral arrangement of the ones deceased. I mean, now, what if he wouldn't have done it?
A
They
lot of people
still would
are
have
a
something
lot
to
of people
say.
are saying that he only paying for the funeral arrangements because he guilty. He feeling guilty. Lord, where did y'all son
That's
just go that
and this is what I'm
fast?
saying. Child, please, that's the light. I'm trying to get the light to turn back on. I can't.
I'm like,
That's what
no.
I'm saying. That's what I get for being a nature girl, trying to be a nature girl and shit. Trying to be
I'm,
outside and be one with nature. So I keep forgetting I'm from the Midwest. Shit is weird out here. There we go.
I'm sure like what happened to the sunlight? Like the
The
sky
girl,
was just very sunny and then I was going.
yeah, it does that. It's still early. It's still 5 o'clock here. Versus
And,
7 o'clock where y'all
and
is
we getting some snow tomorrow. I'm so happy.
at. Ooh, I still get to wear flip flops.
I've been
I
waiting
don't
for
think
this.
so.
That's the
If I
whole
let me
point
tell
of
you
me
something, if I
buying the
want some
car that I
snow,
got now.
if I want some snow, I'll go to Mount Charleston over
Mm.
over there, Mount Charleston over there, and I can see the top of that snow when it does snow. No, I dealt with snow for
Mm-mm.
29 years of my life. I said my 30th year, I was not shoveling another damn flake, and I meant that. I
Chopping, who
meant that.
shove
When I
us
turned
bougie
30, I
people?
was out here.
Who shove us bougie people got snowblowers? We ain't got time to be.
Snow blowing, none of them take them. All of it. The blowing, the shoveling, the falling, the slipping, the salting, the everything, the
Who be
rusting on your car.
falling? Oh,
No,
oh,
look,
you see, I park in the garage, so I don't have any of those issues.
I don't care. Clouds, all of it. The cold,
I park,
all of it.
I park in a garage at work, and I park in a garage at home, so I ain't got none of those issues.
It's still cold. Nope.
I'm ready. I can't wait. I
I'm
can't
not.
wait to go out here in the snow tomorrow. I'll be out here mudding in the snow. Talking about
Oh
yeah.
wow.
I can't. I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait.
No, 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 no. I dealt with snow and cold too long. When I came out there in February, I cried. I was in Chicago, stuck. This fucker went and hopped in a cab before me. He wasn't even a gentleman to let me get in the cab. It was that cold. I was that pissed off. I started crying. I
Mm,
said, "Oh no,
mm,
I bet you
mm,
won't come out to this motherfucker unless it's hot." So the next time I came to Wisconsin, Milwaukee, it was in August, and that's when I came to see y'all. Well, I popped up
mm.
on y'all. Y'all didn't even know.
Cause you bald headed.
I wanted to do that last time, but I'm doing it this time.
Mm-hmm. Why do you
Hmm.
always wait till I start recording and come over here? So moving along, because I want to talk about. Okay, check the time. Okay, I wanted to talk about this whole Aaron Rodgers debacle. One of the health facilities here already dropped their sponsorship or whatever his endorsement that he has with them. Um, should he have lied? That's the
No,
big
no, 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 no.
question. A lot of
No,
and,
first,
and Yeller was trying to defend it, saying he was what was the term that he used? What was it
he got a immunized. Let me
immunization?
please
Yeah.
let me iterate.
But
Let me
I'm like,
iterate. I'm sorry.
but when I was telling him though, I'm like, when you say that, that's the same way as saying I just got the shot, but just in a medical way.
No, let me tell you something because I'm not far in the medical field, but I've been in there 9 years. Listen, when you say you're immunized, immunization, that is totally different from a vaccination. That's
Yeah,
two different things. That's two different things. So he shouldn't have lied. He should have just said,
but
"Well, no, I didn't get the vaccine." And if he felt like he wasn't gonna get the vaccine, no, I'm not gonna get the vaccine.
right, and but in a normal world, when you hear somebody say that, that means oh, I got the vaccine. Especially when you talk to like news reporters and stuff like that, saying that same term is the same way as saying, "Oh, I got my vaccine." But instead, he chose to lie and say that he. Oh, hey, Crystal. He chose to lie and say that he did that he just he tried to go back and retract everything. Like, dude, it's too late. You gonna got caught
Too
lying.
late.
You don't cost the Packers organization $300,000, and then you and another teammate got fined $14,000.
Yeah, that's right. Hi, everyone. Sorry I'm a little late in the
Hey,
game here.
Crystal. Wow, you late.
I know. I had a dinner date this evening with one of my
Mm.
girlfriends, so
Lord have
she
Oh,
mercy.
she she brought me noodles and company, so that's kind of nice of her.
oh, well, yeah.
So that's nice. It's nice to have friends. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
But as for the Packers organization, hi everyone. I'm Crystal B. I will say though, from reading the articles and everything else, I will say that Mr. Rogers, not the guy I used to watch on TV. Okay, Mr. Aaron Rodgers was in the wrong. I believe that he should have done better. Should have been a little more professional and actually
Mm-hmm.
not
Mm.
lied about what he was doing. Hands
True.
down.
And then a lot of people were saying that, like, oh, well, he was saying that he's not a spokesperson or he's not somebody. Basically, he thought he was looking at like, oh, well, people are relying on celebrities to get people to get vaccinated. I'm like, that's not true. I said, at the end of the day, the whole point of you being vaccinated is that when you on the field with them other people, it's a less of a chance of you catching the virus. And even if you do catch the virus, it's not as deadly to your teammates as it is. You know, if you know what y'all know what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say here.
Yeah, I know
But
what you mean.
yeah, but why lie about it though? Just say like, oh, I didn't get the vaccine and paid your fine and went on about your business. But the fact
Yeah,
is,
or go and then go get the vaccine so you can be your ass covered if that's what you need to do.
right, and then on top of that, you lied, which means the Packers organization tried to cover up your lie to protect you, and it still got out that you lied, and now you just cost everybody all this money. You probably costed us a good being able to sign some good free agents at least.
Yep.
You see?
Mm-hmm.
So
There is no right there. He ruined that shit. Don't nobody want
true.
to come to the Packers
And you cost us the
now.
game because you want to be out dressed like John Wick partying, and you cost us the game.
Yeah. We lost. There was a game almost to the point where we could actually been on the top standings, and now we're not even close to stop anymore.
Exactly. We took down an undefeated team to losing to probably one of the worst teams in NFL.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so mad. I'm like, are y'all serious right now? You really gonna do this? Really?
And I get it. Jordan Love is still a rookie. He's still learning. I get it. It's gonna take some time.
Oh yeah.
All the blame cannot go on him on what happened on with that game. I get it. The Packers sucked that game. I get it. But Aaron Rodgers, you need to go back to the drawing board and do some rethinking. And you better be happy that State Farm didn't drop your endorsement deal, mister.
Actually, I thought something they were talking about dropping endorsements. I believe I thought that was
it's a healthcare facility in Green Bay who promotes the vaccine and all that kind of stuff. And he was like a spokesperson for them, and they dropped their endorsement with him. But State Farm said they're not dropping their endorsement with him because they believe that everybody has the freedom or the choice to do whatever it is they want, which I totally agree. But when you're working, to me, if you're working in a job that's dealing with the public, you should be required to get vaccinated.
Oh, without a doubt. You should be.
I went and got my booster this past week, so my arm is a little bit sore. And I got this going on still. So it's just been a week for me.
Ooh, Lord have mercy.
Lord, this
definitely, what happened?
Nothing.
Oh yeah. But it's definitely been a week for my ass. Like, man.
But you happy right now, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, I am. I mean, there are some bumps in the road or whatever, but overall, I am blessed a little. I mean, a lot. I guess I'll say a lot.
Baby steps. It takes baby steps.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's a little at a time. Esme, a little bit at a time.
And Esme is very impatient. Martel, you know that. I'm hella impatient. And I'm like, I want shit to happen now. Shit.
I used to be the same way when compared to I would say about 2016, 2017. I was just like, And then now that I look back and now I was like, oh my God, I've come so far. Yeah. And it took some time to get here, but I've come so far. And I'm happy.
You know what?
I built the whole brand.
You know what? You built a brand. You've got audio. Oh, sorry, Esme, go ahead.
No, I was agreeing. Like, you got a whole brand. Like, I was just agreeing.
I mean, to be honest, I mean, look at all the people. You've gone from where you were at your old show to where we are now. And even though the co-host is a little bit laid up right now, and we got some beautiful people like Esme there to step in for me when I can come in once in a while. He's come and chat a little bit. I think Martel has gone a long distance away. He's going, and you know what, Esme, I want to tell you something. I'm going to tell everybody, the viewers, real quick. I'm going to tell you a little something real quick. This young man here make it sound like I'm an old lady, but even though he may call me that sometimes, but this young man here got me on the plane, got me through TSA. Excuse me here. I should start over. Got me out of the hotel in the rental car with all my baggage in it, and then walked from the rental car agency to the bus, then through the airport. He made sure I got through TSA safely, everything like that. Not gonna lie to you, got me on the plane, made sure I was sitting safely and when nothing was hurting. Got me off the plane, back to my house and make sure I got inside my house with my luggage. I'm gonna tell you what. Those people are hard to find. Solid. Sir,
Yeah.
Martel.
That you are absolutely right, because like I said, that goes to how my week has been. Like, there's a reason why I'm in my truck. You know, there's reasons why. And it's crazy how you think people are your friends and they really ain't. You know, the only friends I have seem like it's in Milwaukee. And I'm you on the phone with her. But you looking at one right now. Me and Martel have been friends. What is this? 11 years. 11 years we've been friends. You know, and I've never, and I you know what? Look, don't fuck with them. I'm letting people know now. I'm not with that hate shit, you know, because when it comes to Martel, don't fuck with him at all. Because then you'll have to see me. I'll be on a plane. It takes me 3 hours to come kick your ass out there. You know. But good friends are very hard to come by.
That's true.
You can't get nobody to do what Martel did for you, except me, because of course I take care of people. But other people, they won't have the patience.
No,
they won't have the patience. Like, you got to have patience to have, you know, to do that.
And I mean, if he wanted to go somewhere, he had the car. He went to go out to DC. He got to see Martin Luther King Jr. He got to go check stuff out. It's like, he just called and checked in on me once in a while. How are you doing? Okay. How are things? That's it. Like, he didn't have to be stuck in a hotel room, you know, taking care of me. He just there more or less just for my, you know, just to make sure that I'm not overdoing myself. You know, I'm doing what I need to do. Phenomenal. I mean, this gentleman, I can't think of, I don't know how else to think of anymore, but I'm going to tell you right now, I know this is recorded, and I can tell you right now, I really appreciate him so much.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's why I said what I
clink.
said, because that, right. And that's why I said what I said, because I know it's recorded. You know, so I'm like, yeah, I want people to know that I don't play about Martel. And but there's reasons why, you know. So.
I feel so special.
You should,
you know what?
but you are. And that's why I don't understand what happened with the other happened. Mr. Itinerary happened. I don't understand why that happened. You know. But anyway.
Nope, I'm with Esme. But you know what, though? Yeah, this guy is phenomenal. Seriously. If I wanted to go somewhere on a trip or vacation, you know, and he was, you know, him and I were going to plan some, or a group of us, you know, you can guarantee it. I'm definitely in on him. Seriously.
Oh, yeah.
WrestleMania 2023, LA.
And look, I'm down the street from LA, so bring your ass. I'm down the street from LA, and I'll have you what it is, and I'm driving on my own. It won't be no motherfucking rental. Okay, I can't park this. Yeah, it won't be no rental. It'll be mine. Excuse me.
Oh, I wish I could get me a new vehicle. I'm poor.
I mean, yours is like a year old. It's only 1 year old.
Yeah, and I'm poor. I think I think it's, I don't feel like cleaning it out. That's why. It's so much stuff. I got a lot of Christmas stuff still in my back seats. It's a lot of stuff. I got 2 sets of wine glasses still in the back seat on the floor.
Oh, okay.
It's just a lot of stuff.
You know what, Martel, you may have stuff, but you know what? You know what else we could do is we could actually rate some of the food we had while you were there. And I have to say, I'm not going to be mean to a franchise, but there was a wing place we went to in Baltimore. And I'm just going to say it wasn't really top notch.
Yeah.
I
have no problem with calling out the restaurant America's Best Wings.
I
mean, you can't call yourself America's Best Wings and then give me what you gave me.
I mean, they were just mediocre.
Yeah.
I felt like they were like something from like a fast food place, not like really like
Checkers. Checkers had better boneless wings than this place.
Wait a minute, you did not say Checkers.
Yes, Checkers had better boneless wings than this place. It was just like no.
Checkers.
Like the night I got a cheesesteak from there. The cheesesteak was really good.
Oh, that was good. Mm-hmm.
The mozzarella sticks were okay. I
The
think we
French
should.
fries.
I think we should have went with the coleslaw instead.
Think so?
I think we should just went with the coleslaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest. The French fries were kind of soggy.
Ugh, I hate soggy ass fucking French fries. No, I don't like no soggy French fries.
Yeah.
And then while we're on the topic of Baltimore, they have the worst drivers in the history of driving. I swear to God, I think Milwaukee drivers are pristine when it comes to their driving, and everybody know how reckless they drive here in Milwaukee.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Like one of the rules that the main street that was on where the hotel was at, it's already a 3-lane road, and then the 3 lanes when it becomes to an intersection where you can turn left, that has 2 left turn lanes. This one car was in the far right lane and darted all the way over to the far left turn lane in a matter of like seconds. I'm like, why? And then they did it right before the lights. I'm like, this is just the worst driving I've seen in my life. And then everybody just drives so fast. They don't let you merge onto the highway. It's horrible over there. And then on top of that, in between DC and Baltimore, and for the life of me, I just can't fathom why it's only a 2-lane highway. It pisses me off so much. The way how everything is set up over there. Then the fact that it took me faster to get to DC than it took for me to get back to the hotel. I'm like, it literally felt like it took me 2 hours to get back to the hotel. That's just how bad the traffic was trying to get back on a 2-lane highway. Like, why do you have a 2-lane highway in between 2 major cities like that? Like, why?
You would think you'd have 4 lanes both ways, at least 3 lanes, you know?
Right. It's because NASA took up too much of highway space. You already want to expand the highway because it'd be too close to NASA. NASA need to move then because I'm sorry, that just it was ridiculous trying to get back there. And then
go ahead.
No, and then it felt like then when you finally hit Baltimore and it becomes like 3 or 4-lane highway, everything just started going. Like literally the only reason why it was slowed down between Baltimore and DC because it's 2 lanes.
It's pathetic. The roads aren't even well kept up. I mean, I thought Wisconsin was bad with roads. I mean, there's major like highways, state.
Oh yeah, because when I was by the White House in DC, it's like the last public street that people can walk on before you get up to the White House. It was literally a pothole in the middle of the major intersection in front of the White House. I'm like, what kind of stuff is this? Where is you at with all these ghettos? Where is you at with all them ghettos?
I am karate class. Oh, I'm sorry. I am going to the nail shop and I don't have a mask in my car, and they do. I'm trying to connect my earbuds, and it's not working. That's why I keep going on pause or whatever the hell I'm going on.
Lord have mercy, y'all. Y'all gotta excuse that heifer. She a little special.
Yeah, my earpods won't connect.
Okay, Martel, let's ask a question as Esme is walking there. How many people were wearing masks outside in DC? How many that you noticed?
It was very few. It wasn't a lot of people out with masks and out in DC. Yeah, we lost Emerald. I mean, because when I'm outside, I don't, and it wasn't like it was a lot of people out there, but it was like it was 50, 60, 70,000 people out there. So I didn't mind people not wearing a mask because we're outside. Now, if we were in a very enclosed space, then I would have been like, ew, why don't nobody got no mask on type situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I know and when you go into, because I think you go inside the Washington Monument. I didn't go inside. But if you go inside the Washington Monument, I think you might can ride the monument up to the top to overlook Washington. And I believe you had to wear a mask in there. So I was just
that blows my mind about an intersection and having a hole, like a pothole so deep that you probably could drop front end of a vehicle.
You could probably fill it with quarters and have at least $2,000 worth of quarters that they can fill that pothole.
Shit.
It was
that's nuts.
Yeah, Well, I could say the roads in Baltimore are a little bit better than the roads in DC. DC has some very raggedy roads there, and they're really small. Like you can tell this is where the first settlements happen, the way how it's set up. And you would thought that over time they will find a way to expand like roads and stuff.
Mhm.
No, it's like the roads are still was made for wagons.
So back in 1776,
Yes, like their
this thing.
roads, like I was in a I don't know what year it was. I didn't bother to pay attention to the year.
Sure.
But I was in a Chevy Colorado truck, and that truck was not made for residential streets in Washington, D.C.
Oh,
Now, mind you, the truck is kind of big, but it's not that big. But it's just like that, it's just not made for that. So, like, if I'm driving on this little small street and there are like cars and stuff, like there were some points where some of these cars were like somebody driving a smart car. I can't see them
no.
at all. So it was just yeah, I don't like it. It was horrible. And then the highway system there makes no sense whatsoever because like here in Milwaukee, you have at least a few feet, maybe like 100 or something feet where a lane will start if you're
Mhm.
going to change highways and stuff like that. Over
Mhm.
there in DC, it's like, nope, it's right here. And you really literally have to know the highway system or in order to drive there. So I got lost in the highway system. So I ended up getting off the I ended up getting redirect off that highway, got redirected to drive through DC, got onto another highway, drove past the old, I think it's RFK Stadium, I think it's what it's called. And then that took me to another highway, which it was just it's so many highways. It was so many.
So let's ask Martel, would you go back there again? That's my question. Would you go back there again if you had a chance?
I honestly want to go back again. I think I do want to plan a trip to go back.
And I'd like to actually see it now. Granted, Martel was nice to actually send me pictures, prior to, putting stuff out there. But I would have loved to, I myself should have probably thought about this. You and I talked about this and should have had to do like a live like video, and I could have watched, seen some of the stuff. What just kind of bedridden or just be in a hotel,
Mm-hmm.
but like I said, at least when we get to, next time, won't have to worry about that. I want to know restrictions. Things will be a lot better.
I would recommend comfy shoes. And if you got like an app or something in your phone, you can remember your park at, make sure you mark where you parked at because I lost the truck trying to get back.
Oh, jeez.
I was
So,
literally
so
I was literally about to call Enterprise, like, can y'all please locate the truck? I had no idea where I parked the truck. And I was like, and when I did find it, I was like, oh, thank God the meter didn't run out.
so I will say Martel did look good in the truck. It was a good looking truck. I will say that. It was a little different for him because he drives cars. So being up a little higher was a little different. Having some with
Yeah.
4-wheel drive, some a little different. But I mean, overall, difference between the truck and the car. What are your likes and dislikes about the truck?
You can't see a lot in
With
the
the
truck.
truck,
You can't
because you got
see a lot.
you have more blind spots. I mean, you really do.
Yeah, I don't like the blind spot thing. And then I think that's really about it. I'm just not really a truck person, I guess. It seems like.
Hey, but you did good because I was amazed how cheaper the trucks were than the cars out there. That blew my mind.
Oh
And you to
yeah.
rent a truck. Here, where we are in Wisconsin, it costs you more to rent the truck and less to rent a car.
I'm
Because
happy the
everybody,
truck had a backing camera because I wouldn't have been able to park that thing. I was just gonna be honest.
I mean, it's a big ride, I mean, it is, but it wasn't that high off the ground. I got in and out safely and everything else. It's enough for two people. Let's leave it at that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you weren't gonna be putting any more suitcases unless you're gonna put them in the bed of the truck. That's where you're going next with them.
That
So
is true.
so
That is true. So speaking of, since I have everything booked now, I can finally announce before I finish talking about DC because I got to get to Kyle Rittenhouse because we almost out of time. Um, the last weekend of January, I will be in St. Louis for the WWE Royal Rumble. And I talked about on a past podcast a few weeks ago. about getting tickets and everything. So I got the tickets. My Airbnb is booked. I have a private. I actually booked a apartment that I will have all to myself for the whole entire weekend. So
Nice.
I am very excited. So all I have to do now is just show up.
And I think though, I mean, moving forward, I think to me sometimes the Airbnb. Granted, I had medical stuff where I just be near a hospital. I would tell you Airbnb is probably just the way to go,
Yep.
hands
So
down.
anybody that's listening in the St. Louis area, you want to hang out, let me know. But you can't be creepy because I'm not going to respond to you. No creeps allowed. Sorry.
Nope, you have to like wrestling to hang out with him.
That
So,
too. That too. That's yeah.
if you don't like wrestling, then we can't deal with you then.
That is true. And then y'all, I gotta tell y'all, they have the world's oldest, seem like the world's oldest Walmart there. This is the first Walmart that I have seen in God knows how long that did not have self checkout. And I'm
In
so
Baltimore.
upset. Yes, in Baltimore. And I was so upset because I would have probably 2 to 3 items and that's it. But every line was like very, very long. I'm like, oh my God. Like they have all these cash registers open, but yet there's still a 15 to 20-minute wait to check out. Like I was like, this can't be real. This cannot be real. And it was real.
That's nuts.
I felt like I was in a time warp back in when I was my teenage years going to Walmart and being mad because you got to stand in line for 45 and a half days to check out. That's what it felt like.
2 years later, you guys to check out. 2 years later.
Right.
Oh.
Like the SpongeBob thing, we're like 1 century later, you still in line waiting to check out at Walmart. Oh, so much.
Oh my gosh.
I can't say in near the airport though. They have very good roads near the airport, but once you leave the airport area, oh my goodness.
Oh no, it's different. Yeah, different story.
And then their downtown area. I'm sorry, Milwaukee. I will never talk about my city in a bad way ever again after driving through downtown Baltimore.
Oh jeez. Because
downtown Milwaukee makes you feel like you're in LA after being in downtown Baltimore. Like you go to downtown Baltimore and come to downtown Milwaukee, you would feel like you're in like LA somewhere. That's just how much better the downtown area is here compared to Baltimore. Baltimore's downtown area is full of shipyards and crackheads and abandoned buildings.
Oh, it's so true. It's true. It's true.
That's what it felt like. Like only area of the downtown area that looked nice is like when you was in the driving around where the Ravens play it and
the Orioles.
Yeah, and then the bar areas. And other than that, it was just like all like I should be down there giving out dollars or something. I don't know. It was just that bad. Like, why are you this close to Washington, D.C. and the District of Columbia and your city looks this poor? Like, they probably only have like three skyscraper buildings, and then I can't even call them skyscraper because they might only have at least at most maybe 9 or 10 floors at the most at their buildings there. Oh my God. But I can say the one cool thing that I did enjoy driving through the tunnel that go under the water.
Oh yeah, the Chesapeake Bay tunnel. It felt like it was short, but then you get around the corner and also nope, it's still a little bit longer.
It's like you do like that little turn and like it's still going. I'm like, oh my God, how long are we gonna be down here? Like I just couldn't. Yeah. So moving along before we wrap things up, because I think I got about 20 minutes left. I wanted to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse. So I thought that the trial would be wrapped up by then because I was kind of like, because I was going to postpone today's recording to Tuesday because I thought that we were going to at least have a verdict or at least we have some type of clarification of where things are going to go in this trial by tomorrow. And the way how things are going with the trial, we're not going to have that. But with the judge being very biased and seemed like the judge agreeing with Kyle Rittenhouse. So it's like he already has his mind. It seems like the judge already has his mind made up about the whole situation. And I just keep saying to myself, let this have been a minority person that have done this. First of all, it would have took a year for this trial to start.
No.
Over a year for this trial to start. And if this was a minority person, they would have been found guilty already. This trial might would have lasted 2 days at most, and they would have been in jail serving their time already.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say it, but this whole Kyle Rittenhouse thing is a clear example of white privilege.
It is.
I hate to say it, and I hate to pull the white privilege card, but that's what it feels like. And then to see him get up there and do the worst acting I have seen in my life. It's just it killed me.
It's amazing how he's just getting away with everything. That's crazy.
And then so there's an activist here who goes by the name of Tory Lowe. And he had posted, I'm trying to find it for you guys right now, because he had posted the most funniest thing after what the hell is going on here? After the whole after the whole trial thing. So he had posted right after the crowd went, it's a picture of Kyle Rittenhouse crying. And if y'all hear the microwave in the background, that's my mother not knowing how to be quiet. So he had posted a picture of Kyle Rittenhouse holding an Oscar, saying the award for best. It said the award for best actor in a court drama series goes to it, and it's Kyle Rittenhouse holding the Oscar. An Oscar crying. I'm like, this is classic right here. Matter of fact, I wonder if I could share this. Yep, I can share it. It's officially right now on the podcast Facebook page. If y'all want to go over there and check it out, I just put it on there.
That is crazy.
And it's just the fact that this kid might get off with killing 2 people, injuring 1. And then they had a guy who they interviewed today, because I caught on the end of the news when that woman was watching the news.
Mm-hmm.
They had this guy on the stand. I forgot his name. He was from Arizona, and he was lying about him being a reporter and his credentials. It was his credentials, and he got caught up in his lie. What did he say that he was at first? I cannot remember what he said.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I watched some of it today, and
no, it was a different kind. He didn't say that he was like a reporter, like I work for CNN or USA Today or something like that.
Yeah.
I forgot the term that he used, but then he went there later on when he was testifying, he said that I'm a reporter and a journalist. He said, but then the prosecutor said, well, I thought you said you were this. And then it's crazy that I don't know if so he was, I guess he had body cam footage of the whole situation. He was saying that one of the victims launched that Kyle Rittenhouse, and which I didn't see in that video whatsoever, unless I missed it. But on top of that, they said, when the prosecutor asked, are you more biased because you seem like a Kyle Rittenhouse supporter, when people look at you as a Kyle Rittenhouse supporter, and have you posted content on social media in support of Kyle Rittenhouse? And he was like, some say I will. So why are you up here testifying then? Because clearly you shouldn't be up here testifying if you're a supporter of Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah.
Because that means no matter what happened in your replay or a recollection of what happened that night, you're not gonna look past the fact that this kid killed 2 people. Basically killed 2 people, and you don't see nothing wrong with that.
You know what? My thoughts are, I've asked both sides of the line. I've asked 2 different people this question. This is before this all went down, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are their thoughts? Now, this is before the Kyle Rittenhouse thing went down. What are your thoughts about someone, killing someone, which can happen? So one person told me, okay, they said they should just rot in jail forever.
Mm-hmm.
Leave them in confinement, leave them solitary confinement, let them figure out how life's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other person, these are 2 older gentlemen. I'm going to say, okay, again, we don't need we don't need to get into details and everything else, but the other gentleman said, should you just take him out of life, just take him out. Now, what do you mean take him out? That means, end his life. Execution. So now, again, that's 2 different people. Okay. Again, and I'm not going to lean left or right. Okay, these are two older gentlemen,
Mm-hmm.
and they both have a good case to toss. Now it's hard to say. He did injure people. He did kill people. So the facts are: do you let him just rot away in jail and let us pay for it, or do you ship him to some other state and get him executed?
So even if he is convicted here, Wisconsin don't have death row. So
No.
he will basically serve probably 2 life sentences because he killed 2 people. I personally feel that people should rot in jail once they do something like this, because I feel like if you execute somebody, they didn't really learn from their crime. They didn't learn from their punishment.
Mm-mm.
I mean, because they're not gonna be suffering or anything compared to having to being, Kyle Rittenhouse age or 25 or 26 years old, and now you sentenced to life in jail. You have basically what 40, 50, 60 some years to think about what you've done and to suffer from what you've done, and to relive that over and over in your head, and knowing that, and then you on top of it you have to spend the rest of your existence locked away in a cell. I feel that is more of I just feel like a life sentence is more of a punishment than death, because once we put him to death, like who you're not going to feel any better.
No.
I mean, and then at the same time, I couldn't imagine being a person having to put that person to death. Like, I can I couldn't imagine who's to say that these people who are going through with the lethal injections or whatever, and let's just say there is an afterlife or whatever after this life or whatever, and what if there is the pearly gates and stuff? What if they don't get through the pearly gates because their job was to put people to death through lethal injection? It's a lot to think about.
It's true. I mean, but they signed up for it. That state believes in it. Could you face consequences? We don't have that answer. The man upstairs or the person upstairs would be, that's what, depending on what your beliefs are.
And then what if it was an innocent person who was sentenced to death and you killed them and they were innocent?
And that has happened.
Exactly.
And I'm not here to put left or right, but there has been a lot over years, a lot of Black people, mostly Black males, that have been sentenced to death or life in prison when they weren't even there. And I am not, just because I'm white, it's got nothing to do with it. I'm telling you facts from what you see
that too,
from real life.
Even with minorities though, so like, even if they let Kyle Rittenhouse get out easy, like, okay, we're just going to give him 10 years to satisfy the public. There are minorities who go to jail for having small amounts of weed on them and will spend 10 to 15 years of their life in jail for having $150 worth of weed on them.
So instead of killing somebody, they're doing the illegal substance that they choose. Again, we're not okay. That's their choice. To me, it should be a lighter sentence, or even just, to me, even if it's a fine. Okay, say they slap them with. I'm just gonna say they don't go to jail. Say they slap them with like a $5,000 fine. Okay, I'm just gonna take a number, right? Slap you the fine. Okay, you don't gotta go to court. We don't gotta waste our money. Going on these court cases. We're slapping the fine. Here's the ticket. If you rip it up, then consequences could happen. Okay,
right.
People that actually abuse and kill people should be, they should have a court appearance, and they should be jailed for life. Now, again, I'm not saying that I stand up for the people that do those illegal drugs. I do not. But I could say that's their terms, that's their life. They should not be like pushed against the wall just because of being a minority, or just because they wanted to try some out or whatever else. That should not, they should be a little more lenient on that. Let's be more worried about crime. Okay, real crime.
That is true. Because I
Let's
think
let's
once in some of the states where weed was illegal, once it became legal, um, a lot of people were released from jail because they were in jail for petty weed crimes. Like they had small amounts of weed on them. And so for some reason they were in jail for 5 or 10 years because they had an ounce of weed on them.
you know, it's something so small. Why
Mhm.
why waste the time, the effort, the money from the county, your tax money to put them through courts? Get all that shit like that. Why do we need to waste that? Why can't we be
Because the during that time period, this is during when a lot of that was how much time I got left? When a lot of that was going on, it was because how can I put it? Especially for blacks, the reason why they would put a lot of blacks in jail for small crimes or give them a felony charge is because once you put them on parole, most of them are stuck only being able to work minimum wage jobs.
Mhm.
So they're not able to make a proper living. And then on top of that, you don't qualify for any like government assistance because you
Mhm.
are once again a felon. And then like I say, you can't get proper jobs. You can't buy a gun. And then the most important thing is that they take away your right to vote.
They do.
Yes, when you become a felon, you cannot vote.
So is that per the Wisconsin or per the federal?
You cannot vote anywhere.
Oh, so it's federal.
So
Wow.
like you cannot vote for like people who have felonies cannot vote for president, or they can vote for governor and all this other kind of stuff.
Oh,
It,
oh wow.
I think the felony has to be more than 5 to 10 years old in order to be able to get their voting rights back.
I guess I didn't know that. I thought maybe it was just only certain degrees of
Yeah.
stuff, but
So
maybe then.
that's why if you look around election time, you will see so many minorities in jail and getting arrested and all these kind of things because once they got that felony charge, they can't vote. So it's the most easiest way for them to take away the power is to take away their right to vote.
Yeah, that's
Because
not
if
right.
they can't vote, then we can get everybody we want in office, and the more people we get in office, the more we can make the country in our image instead of a country for everybody.
So what I mean to me, let's hear. I want to before we, because I know we just have just a few more minutes left. What is your thoughts, Martel? Like to me, I mean, I kind of have an idea. But what's your thoughts? Like if I'm a run for governor, these are some good, solid things. What do you think
About
about like so if someone gets jailed, okay, they get arrested and they're jailed, okay,
mhm,
we're not going to talk about court because that's part of the process. They get arrested, they go to jail. We know they have a court case, blah, blah, blah. If they're innocent or guilty, whatever it is, either they're innocent, they got to pay a fine, court fees, blah, blah, blah. So if they're guilty and they have to sit in jail, and they have to go to jail for X amount of days, months, years, or a lifetime, whatever it is.
mhm.
Um, what happens if, say, they get another court appearance and they get a lesser amount of time or something like that? Now, do people that are like got busted for say weed? I mean, we'll just say marijuana, okay? We'll just say,
Mhm.
right? I'm not gonna talk about like there's other drugs. You have cocaine and crack and everything like that. That stuff's still illegal, okay? Those are illegal substances and they're not really that good for your body.
Because
But
those are homemade drugs. Weed, you just grow it.
so let's just talk marijuana. So what's your thoughts if someone were to get in trouble? Okay. To me, I'm thinking like a different, to me, I don't think I would give them as much. I think I would give them the rights back as long as they could prove they can get back into society safely without going back down the path.
I mean, yeah, that is a good idea. I say depending on the amount, it is like if you like out here like a drug lord selling something, yeah, you deserve to have 10 years in jail if you're out here being a
Hmm?
drug lord or something of that nature. But if for a petty small amount or just a regular petty crime, just find them and send them on their way. There's no reason to be giving a lot of these people, jail time. Like, I feel like repeat DUI people are the ones who should be getting the type of jail time that they're getting for getting some of these people for weed and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yes, I say when it comes to weed, just fine them.
That's the simplest thing to do. Seriously, just fine them, and I mean, you'd have less people.
And if they're caught with it, if you're not under the influence or driving under the influence, then why are you worried about it?
It'd be simple. They would just be like, okay, listen, we're going to give you a fine of whatever, to say $100, right? We're going to have to confiscate the weed, all right, which they have to do, are under jurisdiction.
In states where it's legal, you can have it still. You just you can have it in your vehicle, but you only can have a certain amount, and you can't be under the influence.
So I mean, it's no different like being drunk and driving. Same routine.
It's the same routine.
Yeah. So again, those states that allow it, again, that as long as it's a certain amount, that's fine. By all means. Now the states that don't have it are still working on it or don't believe in it or whatever their case scenario is. Mm-hmm. They really need to start looking at the facts. And I'm not saying I'm against it or for it. I'm saying we need to look at the facts out. If someone's got whatever that amount is, I don't know what they go by, ounces, pounds, grams, whatever it is. What I'm saying is that if you have a small amount, okay, and you get pulled over in this state, okay, let the officer confiscate it, let them take it, okay, all right? But you should just get a fine. That's it, okay? They slap you with a $2,000 fine. You get a fine.
Who's to say? Well, now the fines are way less than like $50 now if you're calling.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying.
But it's just a lot of who's to say that the officers will even report that they even put a person over? Who's to say the officers won't just confiscate the weed and take it for themselves?
And again, we don't know what happens to law enforcement, what they do with it. I mean, it's no different like when they used to bust, and they don't have as many as these underage parties like they used to have years ago. There's not as many as what they used to be, where they used to bust them and get cases and kegs of beer and and stuff like that. Now it's more into the drugs end of it life, not really alcohol as much. But again, minimize it so we're not like overwhelming the system.
Right.
Let's start logically looking at this.
That was one of the issues where a lot of people were our jail system was flooded because of small petty cases.
Yeah. So let's get rid of the little petty cases. Okay. Send a fine in the mail. Okay. They won't get one in prison. Send a fine in the mail. Mm-hmm. And whatever it is, they get X amount of time to do it before there's a warrant. They get arrested. Again, they have their choice to pay it or not. Now, if they can't pay it, it's a simple phone call to that county and whatever you need to do, set a payment plan up or whatever they need to do. It's simple. It's not even that hard.
Right.
But like I said, I mean, I'm not against it if they legalize in Wisconsin, as long as everyone follows the same rules and laws that apply.
All right. Yeah, it's true. All right, we're gonna wrap things up because I don't know if I start recording exactly at 7:00 or 7:01. So I'm gonna try to wrap this up in 2 minutes and very, very fast. Thank you all for tuning into this episode of Same Cast Different Day Podcast. Don't forget to head over to cafepress.com/SCDD podcast for your official podcast merch. And don't forget to head over to direct.me/Same Cast Different Day Podcast. Keep up with us. And don't forget you can check out me and Crystal on direct.me. That'll be direct.me/Martel and direct.me/Crystal B. And don't forget what I said earlier. Don't forget to head over to raceenergies.com to receive your 10% discount when you use my code MartelRun. And don't forget to head over to 365.com for your latest winter fashion and use code Anthony4 to receive 20% off your order.
Martel, your socials?
You can find me on the Twitter, the Facebook, the Instagram, the TikTok, and the Clapper. And you can like my like the Martel Rolling page. Also, all my social medias on Martel Rolling.
You can check me out. I'm Crystal B, even though I did come in late this evening. But you can check me out at Crystal B at facebook.com. Check me out on Instagram, Clapper, and the TikTok at Miss Care Bear WI. By all means, please send me a message. And we'd be more glad to get through to you. Don't forget, our Facebook is Same Cast Every Day Podcast on Facebook. By all means, Send us messages. We love to hear from people. We love to get your feedback. You are everybody out there. Thank you so much for supporting us. I believe we hit a milestone.
I believe so, over 2,000 downloads, and we are now being streamed in Zimbabwe. So thank you.
So that's awesome. So this has been another Safecast Everyday podcast. I'm Crystal B.
And I'm Martel and we will see you all on the next episode.